Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your March Soul Session. I am Princess India. If you're new and if you're family, well, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot, or whatever. So, anywho, we're going to be looking at the energy between you as well as a person of, interest. Sure, let's go with it. We're going to be looking at the energy between you as well as a person of interest. And then we're also going to go into a more specific spread where we're going to be looking at how your person of interest thinks as well as feels about you. Oh my God, I should move this microphone closer before it falls. Hopefully, I did not mess something up. Okay. Hopefully, you can still hear me. Okay, anyway. Oh gosh, I don't know. I just heard something really weird when I pulled the mic close to me, and I don't know if hopefully I didn't unplug anything. We'll find out after this. But anyway, jumping into you guys' cards, the card representing Pisces, interesting. Wait, gotta cover up boobs. You guys know the drill when I use this deck. We have the 10 of Swords in the reverse, representing my Pisceans. So Pisces, oh, happy birthday, by the way, Pisces. Anyway, so with this 10 of Swords in the reverse, Pisces, what it's looking like for you all, there is something on your mind, past tense, a heartbreak specifically. Um, I mean, it could be in reference to this person of interest. It could not, but whatever the case, it's affecting your love life in general. Whether it's the same person or not, what I can tell you is the last person that you dated disappointed you. The thing that I feel specifically, there either you knew that they were potentially seeing someone else or you just felt as if they were. So maybe, not having proof, maybe their behaviors were just kind of off or something along those lines. But whatever the case, that's still very much in your head. And not necessarily saying that you guys are like thinking about it like all day, every day, like you're sitting there ruminating about this person or anything. But I feel that what this person did or what you believe that they did, it affected you so much to a point where it caused some sort of shift in you. So that kind of feels pretty heavy to me. So I don't feel like it's something simple like you were dating someone and they said they were going to the store to get milk, and the store's down the road and it should take them 15 minutes and it took them an hour, and that's like an isolated incident, one time occurrence type of thing. I think I just froze. Hopefully the face that I froze with is not a creepy one. Okay, anyway, moving right along. But it wouldn't be like an isolated incident type of thing to where you assumed something like that happened. So like I was saying, whether this is something you're aware of or something that you assumed, I feel that it was impactful enough to where it caused a shift in you. And what I mean by that is, like, say if before you were a very trusting person, now it's being like, pessimistic or feeling as if people can't be trusted, or it's pushed you to the point to where you never ever want to date again type of thing. I feel like it was something that was extremely impactful. However, the point in me saying all of this is that whatever that past experience was, it's affecting you a great deal in the present. And whether it is this person or not, and I feel weird even saying that, because I mean, if it is still the same person, then I mean, I could say a lot about that. But the whole premise is that how it is that you're approaching this particular connection with this person is being greatly affected by the past. So if this is a different person than the last person, then a lot of the troubles that you all are having in reference to the partnership, and I don't even want to say that because I feel like that came out wrong. Not saying that like all of the problems that you have in the connection are just solely you, but just how you're approaching this particular connection in the present has a lot to do with what it is that you experienced past tense. I hope and pray that that makes sense. Now, your person of interest, 2 cards came out for them. This is very interesting energy. We have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Wait, is that boobs? Yeah, that's boobs. Hold on. Wait, how do I cover up the boobs and hold the card? Okay. And that's the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, I think you can sort of kind of see that. And this is representing your person of interest. I mean, my first inclination with this, I mean, this could potentially be the person who hurt your feelings. Mm, I don't even want to get into that energy because that's just a whole nother thing. But I mean, I could see if you guys were still fraternizing with the person who was potentially dealing with someone past tense. I mean, I could see that, but I don't really want to get into that energy because that's just going to turn into a lecture. But anyway, on the other side of this, how this is looking to me with your person of interest energy specifically, there's a lack there of reciprocity with them. However, I feel more or less with your person of interest, they kind of, and let me just say this, let me clarify this. I'm completely pushing the energy to the side for a second if this is a person who hurt you past tense that you're still fraternizing with. Because, like I said, that could just be a whole lecture, and we're just not going to do that. I'll get into that later if that ends up coming up again. But so I'm moving on to another group of people. Okay. So, anywho, with this particular person, there isn't a reciprocity in reference to them with you. And I feel with this particular person, it's really coming from this Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, because what I'm kind of seeing is that this would be a person who's been through something similar to what it is that my Pisces has gone through. Because with this Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, there isn't really any forward movement, or this person just really isn't investing too much into this particular connection. But I feel it's because of what it is that they've experienced past tense. So that's a commonality that I can see between the two of you, you know? So, but I mean, it's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, I can't really see how far the two of you could go. You know what I'm saying? If both of you aren't giving to it, because on Pisces side, this is like Pisces mentally being trapped in this past situation. Now, when you're mentally trapped in a past situation, you're going to be I can't talk, projecting onto your present situation that which you experience past tense, which is what I was saying about that energy of like that reluctance to invest or to open up or to trust, right? Because you feel, and that's why, like I was saying, I feel like it's something that's very impactful. And I mean, the proper word I would really use for this, to be honest with you, would be traumatic, right? Because a trauma is, in essence, in the most simplest definition, it's an introduction to a new normal, right? So it's something you never thought would ever happen to you. And now that it has, now you live in a reality in which things like this could happen. So if you never were a person who had been cheated on, you get cheated on. And now every relationship you have after that, there's the possibility of being cheated on. Whereas before, that was never a thought that occurred to you. You know what I'm saying? But with your person of interest, I feel with them, it's similar. They've been screwed over like Pisces has been screwed over, but I feel they've been screwed over in a different sense. For them, it's more monetary, right? Like someone taking their kindness for weakness and taking advantage of them. So, what I could, surmise from the energy I'm picking up from your person of interest, they were a person who more or less had a tendency to kind of fall for the okey doke. Like they fell pretty quickly for people. So whatever it is a person showed them at face value, they kind of took it for what it was. You know what I mean? And, jumped quickly into situations. And like, if this is a masculine figure, which it does kind of feel like the person of interest is masculine to me, but I mean, it could be feminine as well, but they would take on the role. Well, let me say this, the masculine, because how I see things in my mind's eye, I see two energies, but the masculine is stepping forward. So the masculine's more prominent, but there's still feminine here. So it could be feminine, but what's more prominent to me is masculine. So either or, to each its own. But anyway, but with this particular person, they took the role of like protector and provider. So it's like if they met a person, they meet the person's representative, person seems super nice, right? This person would never screw me over. And then all of a sudden it's like, what I'm hearing in my head is funny. I'm just going to say what my guide said. This person is kind of gullible to where they could kind of fall for like those scams, like, those love scams and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, I need heart surgery. I need you to send me $20,000 type of thing. Right. So there's some people like that, but for the bigger group of people, it's more or less like rescuing people from stuff. So if a person is just like, oh my gosh, like I don't have enough money to pay my rent, they would be the person who kind of steps in and pays the person's rent. But I feel their last situation, they were had financially. They were screwed over financially by someone, and that is because they moved too quickly into a situation. So now this person with Pisces, and I'm about to get into the energy between the two of you because that's the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. I'll just show it to you. Wait, is she naked? I'll show it to you because I'm about to get into that now. Hold on. Wait a minute. My eye. Wait. Cover the face. Okay, wait. All right, there we go. Hold on. Wait. All right, there we go. The Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So anyway, with this person, they're now with Pisces moving extremely slow and not investing anything into the connection based on their past situation. You know what I'm saying? And I feel with Pisces, I'm not really seeing in a sense of where I just feel it's a reluctance with you guys. And not, well, I mean, by default, you wouldn't be investing either. So this person is kind of like a mirror reflection of the two of you. Now, getting into the energy between the two of you showing up as the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, what that would really say to me, I mean, your person of interest is interested, right? But because of their past experience, they have more of a wait and see approach. So I feel that they're showing in some sense or another that there's some level of interest. They're just not like it's, it would be less tangible. It's like because they call you or text you or, ask you to go on a date or something like that. That's like to the limit of interest. I feel that they would be showing that, that they're attracted to you. But I mean, I would even say that a big sign, if this resonates with you or not, would be like when you go on dates with this person. Do they call that going Dutch? Is that what that is? Like when you do 50-50 stuff? Like that's kind of how they would be approaching things. You know what I mean? Like they would, you go for coffee, you pay for your coffee, they pay for their coffee. You go to dinner, y'all are splitting it like half and half, or like kind of the dates and stuff you guys are going on is stuff where like it's a walk in the park. You know what I mean? It's not any type of like money that's they're spending on you. Now, I feel like I need to clarify that. I don't think there's anything wrong if you go on a first date with a person and you walk in the park or you go get coffee or something like that, because that's the first time you're meeting each other and you're complete freaking strangers. I'm not talking about that. I'm speaking in the sense of like you guys have been seeing each other and, there's not really any monetary stuff happening with dates. It's, you're going to hang out at their house and watch a movie type of thing. So there's not really any type of, financial investment. Now, what it's looking like, this person is like this, like I said, because of their past experience, they're in a wait and see type of thing. But I can see where this could be triggering for Pisces, because how Pisces would more or less be seeing it again, because of what Pisces has been through past tense. You're both doing the same thing, projecting past situations to the present, right? But with Pisces, I feel it's a little triggering because of the last person you dealt with and them fraternizing with other people. It's more or less Pisces would be interpreting your person of interest behavior as a lack of interest, seeing it through the lens of your past. And that's why Pisces is kind of showing up as disconnected, you know what I mean? And kind of like cold, you know what I mean? So here's the thing. I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, because looking at it from both sides of the two of you, I can understand why both of you are showing up like that. But the whole thing is, I see both of you guys kind of in a stagnant place because both of you have been burned in the past. You're both looking at each other like what it is that you've been through past tense. And the way that both of you are showing up to this connection is very self-protected. And each of you don't see what the other person is doing as self-protection. You're more or less judging it as like, oh, that's why, like your person of interest, that's why I'm going to hold my money back and I'm never going to take them out on a date. We're going to keep doing free stuff until I see something. And because they're doing that, Pisces is like, they're probably just like a whore, just like my ex. You feel what I'm saying? That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting between the two of you. I hope and pray that that makes sense. So anywho, getting into the more specific spread about how your person thinks and feels about you. And for those of you who aren't familiar, how it is that I do this here spread where both for I cannot talk, y'all. What is happening in America? The first thing that we're going to be looking at is your person of interest's fleeting thoughts. So this is more or less like information that they're weighing in reference to you. The next card is going to be their conscious thoughts. So what they're consciously aware of how it is that they view you. Then we're looking at their subconscious impressions and projections. So this is something that they're not aware of, that they're 9 times out of 10 projecting onto you. And lastly, we're looking at their feelings for you. So the first card that we have, interesting. Gotta make sure I cover that up. It's a whole lot going on there. We have the 4 of Wands. I gotta remember to cover up my face. There we go. We have the 4 of Wands. We have, good Lord. I make my life complicated using these. The 10 of Wands in the reverse. And then we have the 4 of Chalices. Thank you guys for having on clothing. We have the 4 of Cuppies in the reverse. And I'm also going to turn over their conscious thoughts. Oh, good Lord. We have the 7 of Swords in the reverse. Most of you guys know that card in this deck for me is the erectile dysfunction card for me. But anyway, moving right along. So what their fleeting thoughts in reference to you, first off, with this 4 of Wands here, they do see potential stability with you. Your person of interest does like you. You know what I'm saying? They see a potential for a pretty stable future with you, right? However, with this 10 of Wands in the reverse, their perception of you, like to clarify, like how I was saying, you guys coming off with this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, kind of in this, wow, I just heard something that's weird. Okay. So this really is a money thing. Wow. Okay. Your person of interest is trying to make sure that you're not like a gold digger, Pisces. Now, I don't think, like I was saying, I don't feel like this has anything to do with you per se. It's just, I don't know. Y'all gonna have to tell me in the comments. Whoever y'all person of interest is, I don't know if maybe they were married to someone and got divorced and like their ex like took them for a lot of money or something, but this person is hella money conscious. I am so sorry if this person is a Taurus. Let me just say that. To Pisces, if this person is a Taurus person and they have an ex that screwed them over financially, this is going to take them a minute to get over this, child. But anyway, but that's really the thing with them. They feel like you as a person, that there's the potential. I don't know why my mouth is like this. They feel there is the potential for there to be stability. Like they feel the two of you are compatible. And I feel with them, they're kind of trying to push past what it is that they've been through. Because I think with them, it's a little bit of awareness that they have of, you know, that their past situation is affecting them. So there is a level of them trying to push past that. But like I was saying, with this ice cold kind of energy that they're picking up from you, I know that it's self-protection on your end, but that's the thing to them that kind of makes them a little worried, you know. And I feel what it really is, it's because like you're hard to read, you know what I mean? Like it's difficult for them to read what your intentions really are. You feel what I'm saying? And I mean, that's understandable because, like I said, it's self-protection. You guys kind of have that guard up because the thought would be you don't want to give off the vibe that you're someone that should be cheated on. And I'm saying it silly like that because, you know, I don't know how else to say it, but it's like you don't want to give up that vibe that you're someone to be played with. You feel what I'm saying? Because of what it is that you've experienced past tense. And it's not really, and I'm just going to be honest. Whenever it is that we've been through stuff like this, I always talk about this Likert scale. You get cheated on this side of the Likert scale, so you move all the way to the other side of the Likert scale. So if you were too open and kind and talked about your past relationships, then the only way that you know logically to protect yourself from that is being the polar opposite, like showing up the polar opposite of how you showed up in relationships prior to that. So it's like, I get it. But with having like those guards up, and not at all saying that you should put your guards down, I ain't gonna tell you what to do. This person, because of what it is that they're going through, which is why I cannot wait to get to their projection card, because what it is that they've gone through, because you're difficult for them to read, the only thing they really have to go off is what they've been through. So even though they can kind of sense that you're a good person or you guys are compatible, it's that fear from the past, right? That's kind of having them be like this. So how I'm seeing it energetically, it's like it's literally two people who are like this, waiting for the other person to show them something to maneuver differently, right? And I'm also seeing this in this four of cups in the reverse as well, because in this deck I look at this card almost like a very karmic-y kind of energy, not necessarily in like a karmic partner sense. I mean, if I did put it in that context, it would more or less be that the last two people y'all dealt with were karmic partners. I could say that. But it's more or less in the context of the two of you still being stuck energetically, emotionally, mentally in your past situation, right? So that's why I say that your person has some level of awareness. It's like they're aware on their end, because I don't think that they have any earthly idea that this is going on with you, right? But with your person, the stuff that they're weighing a lot is, I like Pisces. I could see, a potential, future, with Pisces, you know what I'm saying? Not saying, wedding and all of that, but I could see this going somewhere. But it's like, am I judging them too harshly because of what it is that I went through? Or are they like the person from the past and they're, just kind of doing the same thing the last person did, like, running me for a loop? You know what I'm saying? Like the last person did. You feel what I'm saying? So they're kind of very much back and forth with that. But the beautiful thing that I can see with this, though, Pisces, with this person, with this 10 of Wands, the two things to me that are helping up is this 4 of Wands and this 10 of Wands in the reverse. For them, they want to, in a sense, relinquish the burdens of their past, and they want to move forward with you. They want to believe, in so many words, that you are what they feel that you are. But the reluctance from them and the thing that's holding them back from moving forward is what it is that they've been through past tense. And that takes me into their conscious energy being the 7 of Swords in the reverse. It's like your person, because it is that they can't read you, they don't know what to pick up on. It's causing all of their insecurities to come to the fore. You feel what I'm saying? So I can say your person of interest, they have issues a lot with inadequacy, especially what I was seeing in their overall energy representing them with the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse and the Knight of Pentacles. I feel they used finances a lot because of their inadequacy. So this would more or less be someone, male or female. Like I said, it feels more like a male to me. No offense, my dudes, but it could be male or female. But this is a person who flaunted what they did for a living, what kind of car they drive, how successful they are, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Whether overtly or covertly, you know what I'm saying? Because of how inadequate it is that they feel on the inside, like this literally would feel to me like someone who was probably like bullied as a kid or something, like they were bullied as a kid, they were a nerd or they were like an outcast and they grew up, and got successful somehow. It's like they kind of push their weight around with that. And that's kind of how it is that they garner acceptance from people. You feel what I'm saying? Is by giving them money. So I feel the thing that's difficult with your person is if them giving money and showering people with gifts is how they garnered affection and connection from people past tense, and they got burned by that. So they made the decision to not do that. It leaves them kind of inept in a sense, because they don't know how else to garner affection from someone, because their perception of themselves is like this inherent not good enough type of thing. And it's fascinating to me when stuff like this happens, and it happens more often than you could imagine, because that says, like, and this is, me putting my therapist hat on, this says that you haven't changed very much, right? Like, this says that I'm still that bullied little kid, you know what I'm saying, from, the backwoods of Georgia somewhere. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's like I'm still that same person. It's like I felt inadequate. I got beat up on when I was a little kid. So the solution, remember what I said about that Likert scale thing? I'm this kid that gets beat up. So the solution to that is I'm going to show all of you, and I'm going to come extremely successful and rich. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like who it is that you are, what it is that you've accomplished has just become like a crutch, And it's like now when, they've removed this, they can't connect with you through finances like they have with other people. All of their inadequacies are coming out. You feel what I'm saying? Now, looking at their subconscious, oh, poor baby. I got to cover up that. We have the Emperor in the reverse. That's Aries energy. That's exactly what I was saying. That's why I was waiting to turn that over. With the Emperor in the reverse, your person has low self-esteem. Let's just call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Their external presentation gives very much Emperor vibes. I got it all together. I'm that dude. I'm that chick, whatever the case. But this person is extremely inadequate. And I feel, like I said, Pisces, you guys have your guards up because you're self-protected. But because you're not giving them as much to go off of, and again, my disclaimer is I'm not saying that you need to change your behavior in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You feel what I'm saying? Because their problems are their problems. You feel me? But because they can't read you, it's causing all of their personal inadequacies to come to the surface. So the thing that I can say with this, which is interesting, but I'm kind of not surprised because it's Pisces and y'all are just little healers running around the universe, just helping people inadvertently. You feel what I'm saying? Looking at this Four of Cups in the reverse here, this says to me that, whether this works out between the two of you or not, it's like Pisces is kind of acting inadvertently as like sandpaper for this person, and you're giving them a karmic lesson, even though you're not really trying to. You feel what I'm saying? Because all you're thinking about is protecting your heart. But it's like the fact that you're not giving, enough to go off of, or for them to be able to read you, it's causing all of this person's stuff to come to the surface, and they're going to have to deal with it. But like I was saying, with them inherently, they feel like not good enough. They feel insecure. They feel less than, right? But where the thing is that I want you guys to be mindful of with this, which is why I have this card, this position of the card in the spread, is this is very much what they could be projecting onto you. You feel what I'm saying? That says to me this person doesn't see themselves, right, as insecure, right? Like, I'm the kid that was bullied, but look at me now, right? That's very much the headspace that they're in. That insecurity that they have subconsciously is very much trying to be made conscious, right? It's just like the time in their personal development path, right? To where this is trying desperately to come to the surface with this Seven of Swords in the reverse, right? So Spirit, if you want to look at it that way, Spirit is trying to help this person to become self-aware, to see that how it is that you're behaving externally, the way that you approach your relationships, why it is you were in the last relationship. This all goes back to your own personal inadequacy, right? So there is the potential for this to be made aware to this person. However, with this still being very much in their subconscious, that is how they could potentially be seeing you, which means, right, what this person went through past tense, they could choose to, walk away from this, or, put a stamp of judgment on you, saying Pisces is a gold digger or whatever the case, if they were to choose not to be able to face themselves. Can I tell you whether or not this person is going to do this? No, I can't tell you that, because that's all a personal choice type of thing. But I can tell you they're at the time to where this is something within themselves that has to be confronted. Depending on how long the two of you have been dealing with each other, like if this is something fairly new, like meaning, I don't know, you've been talking to this person for maybe like a month or two type of deal, I feel that this is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you've been with this person for like 9 months, 6 to 9 months, or longer than that, this really isn't so much of a good thing. I mean, unless you're married to the person, but I doubt that that's the case. You know what I'm saying? But if you've been with this person for an extremely extended period, so I say like 6 to 9 months plus, and they haven't committed to you, they haven't really invested anything, this is epic red flags. But if this is something fairly new, it's okay because it's new. You feel what I'm saying? Do I feel that they're necessarily ready to be in a relationship? Not really, but then neither is Pisces either. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, if y'all were like friends, maybe, that would work. But I feel like both of you, you're still very much hurt from your past situations. And especially with this being a major arcana here, guys, in my personal opinion, I don't really think, I mean, to me, this is just my opinion. Emperor in the reverse in your subconscious is not really a good place for it to be. You feel me? Even though it is seeping into their conscious mind, this person still has the choice whether, they're going to go to therapy and work out the fact that they feel inadequate. But more likely, that's very difficult for people to accept about themselves, and they'll usually suppress it and then blame the other person, which is what I was saying, of them being like, oh yeah, Pisces is just a gold digger. And, they should see, this is me being really extra, they should see that I'm a high value man. How could they not see all that I bring to the table? Bump Pisces, right? Like they could totally approach it like that. But like I'm saying, if this is something where it's pretty fresh, my advice would be to just kind of play this by ear and take your time and see where it goes and how this person maneuvers. But like I said, there is potential here, but it's all contingent upon what they decide to do. Now the last card we have is their feelings towards you. Yeah, not a fan. Let me cover up her boobs. We have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse here. Yeah, bruh, your person got issues. I'm just gonna say that. The 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, dude. The whole thing is with this person, like my guides clearly said, gold digger. That's how they're perceiving this. This person is hella damaged by what it is they've been through past tense. But something I can tell you, Pisces, where I feel like this could be a huge lesson, right? With this particular connection session, even if you're a single Pisces, you feel what I'm saying, or you're cross watching, I feel there's a lesson to be learned here. Now, what is that lesson? The thing I'm seeing very clearly between Pisces and this particular person is that the two of you are mirroring each other, right? The focus of this reading is your person of interest, of course. So we delve a little bit into what's going on with Pisces. But because I can clearly see that your energies are mirroring each other, whatever state of mind you are in this present moment, hearing about this person, whether, you got the stank face or you scoffed, you know what I'm saying? Whatever your perception is of this particular person of interest, you feel what I'm saying? Take that and kind of reverse it to yourself. Not saying to internalize it and beat yourself up about it, but use this as an example of what is very much the potential of what could happen for you if you don't get resolve about this past situation. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we approach relationships, like if we've been burned by someone, we subconsciously sometimes approach relationships thinking that the person that we end up with that's a good person is going to completely change our minds. Like, I don't trust anyone and I fell in love with him or her. And it's like, they taught me how to trust again. They made me believe in love again. Like, no, they absolutely didn't, right? You made a choice to choose to trust again. You made the decision to open up yourself and be vulnerable and love again. You feel what I'm saying? Another person cannot elicit a change in behavior another person can inspire it, just like with me, the random strange lady on the internet that plays with tarot cards, right? It's like you can listen to my readings and I can inspire you to make a change. I can help you to become aware of decisions that you're making, give you some terminology for it, right? And I can inspire you to do things different. But whether you ultimately do or you don't, that's a you thing. You feel what I'm saying? We can be inspired to change and still not take it and actually apply that change, right? So I say that in two ways. If this person you're dating and you continue to move forward with them, can I say this person is going to make their subconscious conscious, become self-aware, and elect to make decisions to change their behavior? I can't promise you that. It's a potential, you know what I'm saying? But even, whether you're dealing with this person, you choose to stop dealing with them, or, like I said, you're just watching this and you're not seeing anyone. Look at this as more or less a cautionary tale, right? You you may have been through something past tense, but you may be willing to make those changes to not let your past like affect you in the present. But looking at a person like this is a person who's allowed their past, right, to completely alter the course of their present and potential future, to where, like I said, them projecting their past onto you. This is a cautionary tale because you don't want to be like this person. No one wants to be like this person. But like I said, because the two of you are mirroring each other, use this as a lesson of what could potentially happen if you don't face, confront, and release what it is that you've been through past tense, right? If you don't do the work, you can ultimately end up just like this particular person is. You feel what I'm saying? So in closing, my perception on this, with them having the 10 of cups in their the 10 of cups, the 10 of pentacles in the reverse in their feeling space, I'm not a fan, because I feel they're very much looking at you the way that they would be looking at their ex still. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, this also ends up becoming a lesson in like manifestation as well, like what it is we draw to us, because still being very much in this 10 of swords in the reverse energy, Pisces, this is you magnetizing someone to you, right? That's in the same energy signature that you're in. And if you don't want to draw that into your life, you have to make that decision to, well, I'm not going to say you have to, it would behoove you to make a decision to make that shift. So all in all, in my opinion, whatever Pisces resonates with this, in my opinion, I wouldn't say that you're necessarily ready yet to connect with another person just yet. But if you feel that you are, I don't necessarily think that this person is an idyllic choice. Now, I'm pulling some oracles for you guys from my a la carte Doreen Virtue deck. One of the cards that came out is an angel answer, right? So it already flipped over, so I know what it says, but I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity. So ask, a yes or no question, and I'll show you guys what it says. So anything that you want to know to clarify this reading for you, or just something that you want to know, Pisces, close your eyes, think for a second. What's something you really want the answer to? You're thinking about it, you thought about it, you got it? Okay, you ready? If you're not ready, pause me, all right. So here's the answer to that question. Wait, there it is. Okay, it's a yes with an exclamation point. So that's a hard yes. All right, the other card that came out for you guys is crystals. And it says the energy of crystals supports you and helps you with your present situation. That's interesting. And it's so weird. I usually don't do this, but I literally have a crystal like sitting right here. And I mean, I have crystals like literally all over my house. But for some reason, when I was sitting down to do this, I was like, I feel like I want to keep this near me. And the sad thing is, I can't remember the name of this, but I know that it's a crystal that, and actually one of my subscribers sent me a gift box, and it had a bunch of stuff in it. And this was one of the crystals that was in there. Dang it, I can't remember the name of her business. Dag nabbit son of a gun. I'm gonna remember it because I'll put it in the description box when I remember. But she sends like little spiritual boxes. But I can't remember the name of this crystal, but I know like it enhances like your psychic gifts and stuff like that. So I'm gonna find the name of this crystal and I'll put that as well as her name in the description box. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, but with crystals, guys, whatever it is you guys are, ooh, I just dropped my crystal. Anyway, whatever it is that you guys are dealing with at present. So if it's, lack of trust, or I don't know, you're being really negative, you know what I'm saying? Um, I would suggest to carry a crystal with you that kind of helps you in that particular area, like whatever it is that you're struggling with. And you know what I'll do as well, because I love you guys so much. I think I'm gonna put my subby's name in the description box as well as the name of this particular crystal if you're interested in it. But I'm also gonna give you guys like a list of suggested crystals as well, just kind of based on the different things that I'm seeing. Because, like, of course, if you want to draw love into your life, like rose quartz is like a really great crystal to carry with you. But just for like a couple of different things, I'm a go ahead and put that up for you guys. But whatever the case, whatever it is that you guys are dealing with, because of course it's a general reading. So for each of you, it could be something different. If it's trust issues, if it's, low self-esteem, whatever the case, it's more or less starting to carry crystals with you that are helpful in whatever particular area that you're struggling with. And like I said, most specifically rose quartz, if you're trying to draw love into your life and whatnot or whatever. But anywho, Pisces, that has been your connection session. This has been an interesting one. Most certainly let me know what you think in the comments. And, as always, I love you guys freaking face. Happy birthday. And I will see you guys